Are here, so we'll start.
All right.
All right, so what we're focusing on with this conference is the final presentation. And what I'm trying to do is give people the understanding of how everything builds on it, and you're doing a nice presentation, but you're doing it in baby steps. So it's not so overwhelming. So what we're going to do today, let me turn on my screen so when we go there, you won't go, I can't see you. All right, hang on. Computer's being difficult. It's not supposed to do that. Okay, it says it's sharing my screen. We'll find out in a minute. I want to do a quick little what's called an icebreaker. I just have a question for you. And then we're going to go through the various steps to do in the presentation. And this is the last part of your presentation down here in Excel. We're going to look at GCF Learn. We're going to talk about peer reviews and how that works and the expectations, both for you and someone that you're evaluating. And going to go through due dates and makeup. Because it gets a little difficult if you miss certain steps along the way, since it does build on each other. Any questions so far?
No, I do believe I still need to turn in my draft 2. Or no. What is this that I have to do? I think I have to turn in step 2 still, but I have it.
Okay.
Done. I just have to get it in.
Okay. Hopefully by the time we get done, you will see how important it is to be on track with that, even maybe to the sacrifice of another assignment.
Okay.
And it just kind of gives you food. For me, it's all about knowledge of anything you do, you know, whether it's school or personal or bills or whatever. And the more knowledge you have, the better off you are. Then you can make really super terrific decisions. Sometimes I don't make them though.
Me and you both.
Okay, I have a couple of windows open here. All right, so we're going to go. I lost my. Hang on. I lost my module thing. Did you like my English module thing? All right, I am in where the modules are. Can you see the modules? Or do you just see what the agenda is?
I just see what the agenda is.
All right, so it lied to me. Now it's doing what it's supposed to do. Yay! Okay. The icebreaker in the chat box. Okay, so that's where you can talk to me right here. Can you respond to these 2 questions? Okay. 1, just kind of let me know where, if you have specific anything going into it. What questions do you have about the class so far? Okay. You can't use a template, period, ever. Nick 9, nada, You have to create it from scratch.
Okay, that's what I meant. I just, like, it doesn't have to be in brochure form. Like, it can just be like an overview of information.
Oh, for step 2? No, we'll get there. Hold on to that one. Because somebody, I'm going to make myself a note, but don't let me forget, okay?
Okay.
And so other than that one, is there anything like looking forward that you may have a question about the class?
I don't think so, not so far, no.
Okay. Terrific. All right, we're going to look at the modules, each step that goes into creating and completing the final presentation. Then we're going to talk about peer reviews. How do you know who's in your group? How do you get to the peer reviews? That type of thing. And we're going to discuss GCF Learn, which I think is a really cool site. So first things first, let's look what it goes into creating this stuff. Excuse me. All right, week 3, step 1 was right here. Final project describing your company. And the reason I take when I have you guys do this, it's to kind of get you thinking, and then you can do this one better. This 3.3 is technically not a part of the final presentation, but you can put down your research here, and then you can use this information down here.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Then you take the information you have here and stick it down there.
Okay.
And this is where you had your question about.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What you have to do is actually do the trifold. Okay. And if you don't know how, this brochure, when this YouTube video opens up, it's supposed to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
And what it tells you to do is on the trifold brochure, you need to just put where it belongs, the name of your company. And then you don't have to put down your mission statement, but does it say company mission somewhere on there?
So you don't need like an actual statement?
That's the next week. That's the week after
Okay.
this one. Basically, you know how I don't know if you've ever sewed or you've ever watched anyone sew. They make a pattern. They take that pattern and they kind of space it out on the material so they know where they've got to go.
Okay.
This is your pattern.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, so pretty much we're just placing everything where it has to be, but you don't need all the information.
Not on this one.
Okay.
Yeah, this is step 2. So now, and then I also suggested to students is if when you're out and about, if you come across like a 3-panel brochure that's already made up by somebody, or if a spouse, significant other's out and about, or a relative, and they go, hey, we saw this coolest the brochure. If it's 3 panels, have them grab you a copy and bring it to you so you can see how when it's folded together, how it looks, and when you open it on the inside, how it looks.
Okay.
If that doesn't work, or if you don't, just take a regular, excuse me, 8.5 by 11 piece of paper and turn it where it's landscape.
Okay.
You take the right-hand side and fold it over towards your left hand. And then you take the left hand and fold it over on top of the right hand. Now, that last fold over is the front of your brochure. The title page, if you will.
Okay.
Okay. And then when you open up your title page, the folded part that you see there is the last panel on the back that you do, the one on the right. And when you open up both those flaps, now you're going to see what you do and where you're, services you're going to provide. That's the inside 3 panels.
Mm-hmm.
Can you visualize that? I don't know if I'm explaining it right or not.
No, you're good.
Yay! I half expect from students going, you what?
No.
All right. So this one, step 3. Now, no templates. The brochure can only have one text box. A lot of students don't understand this, and they text box the whole thing. And unfortunately, I have to send it back.
Okay.
If you're not sure about what you want to say, you can go ahead and use substitute text. It should be related to what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So you can review these examples, brochure panels, example brochure, front, the outside of it, like I told you, the flip over, and then what the inside one looks like.
Okay.
So this now just starts with the basics. You open up a blank Word document. Do not use a template. I'm sorry, I am being redundant in this, but some students kind of blow past this one.
Okay.
You may want to go back to week 4 and watch the YouTube videos regarding brochures. And then here's your task list. If you can print it out, do this. Excuse me. Your basic layout, your margins, orientation, columns, and breaks. Word art for the title. You have to have a footer. 2 different kind of fonts, 2 font sizes. Lists, pictures, table, text box, borders and shading, indent, shapes, and then extra things. Now, before you go do this, okay, I advise 2 things. One, that 8.5 by 11 that you turn sideways, I would lay, again, this is your pattern. I would lay out where you want your text box, where you want addresses. Just fill it in with using a pen and paper. Just put it in there like you were drafting it.
Okay.
And putting your pattern together. Where are you going to put the text box? Are you going to put borders and shading? And if you want this box to be borders and shading, you put whatever code you need to tell you that that's where it's at. Where are you going to put your shapes? Where are you going to put your bullet? You just, before you get into the computer and you kind of start getting, oh my gosh, put it on the paper, both sides.
Okay.
So now you have a semi-template of your own creation that you know where things are going to go. Now, the other thing is every time you get your typed brochure the way you like it, go, oh, that's pretty cool. I like what I did. Save it right then before you take a breath. Save it. I don't care if you're saving every 2 minutes. You save it. Because if for some reason things start jumping around because of the column breaks or whatever, and you get so lost, I've done this, you kind of go, this is so messed up. I don't know what the devil I'm doing anymore. I don't know how to get back. I don't know how to fix it. The thing is that if you just close it out, don't save, close it out. When you get to that point, when you open it back up, it open up back to the last time you saved it that you liked it.
Okay.
It's called covering your backside.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to start over from scratch. So if you have a teenager or something, you go, Mom, you've already saved that like 3 seconds ago. Why are you saving it again? Because I want to.
All right.
Or if there's a power surge, or if the cat pulls a cord out of the computer and the power goes out, and you're just about through, right? And then kablooey, and it's been a half an hour since you've saved that you've lost now that half an hour. So it really does pay no matter what. Or the cat walks. I've had people tell me their cat walked across the keyboard when they were doing one of these and they wanted to kill the cat.
Yep, that's what a cat does.
So every couple of minutes, even just you type 2 lines, save it. Type 3 lines, save it. Put a box in, save it. You can be a saving fool. It's real quick. If you hold down the control key and hit an S, if you've already named your brochure, it'll save it automatically. It'll save it right then. You have to use Control S. So you're typing along, you go, okay, Control S. Mom, can I see you? Yeah, Control S. Yeah, honey, I'm coming. That type of thing, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I know I'm beating a dead horse with that one, but I've had more students say, oh my gosh, you would not believe what just happened.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the most challenging to get everything together is the word part. Okay, so you're through with the word brochure right here, week 5.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you haven't done week 4 yet, and we're in week 5.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see how Just beginning to get buried just a smidge.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you can't do the step 4 until you get step 3 done.
Okay.
Because this PowerPoint is based on what you put up here in week 5.
Okay.
Okay, so, and then here's this PowerPoint draft 1. And here's the PowerPoint draft 2. Now there is a silver lining to this, okay? And then here's a whole week that you're off as far as having to do anything for the brochure.
Okay.
So if you need this, okay, this is sort of a catch-up week if you need it.
Mm-hmm.
To kind of go,
Breathe a little bit.
yeah. To where if you're still not quite caught up, still keep working at it. And right here gives you a little bit of time to get ready for week 9, which is peer reviews and doing the Excel. Okay, this is the money part of the company that you started back up in step 2.
Okay.
Now there's one colleague of yours that wants to open up an animal rescue. And so she went through 3 or 4. She couldn't quite picture it. She knew what it, but she couldn't quite get past step 2 because and finally she says, "Oh crap, I've been making this harder than what I should have." I go, "I'm so glad you said that because I've been thinking that for a while." And so now she's more on track, and she's a little behind, but she's going to catch up because now she knows where she's going. She's got step 2 done. She's almost step 3. So what is your company?
Mine is a social work office.
Okay. Are you independent and working with
Yes.
doctors, or are you out of something?
Independent.
Independent. That's a good
working with others.
Right. That's good. Is this something you really want to do sometime?
Yes.
Yay.
It'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah. But see, when you get there in that point, one of the first things you're going to have to do is to sell yourself, or to try and get money, or to go to Small Business Administration and try and have them help you. They're going to want to know what your vision is, what your goals are, and you already would have this put together. As basic maybe as it is, it's still a start that you can build off of that and improve it and do things with it that would tweak it to make you be able to do that. But you've already done half the work.
Right.
And that's what I try through these conferences to get your classmates and you to see that this isn't just something to keep you busy. This is something you can actually use. And about 2 quarters back, I had a student that she had a photography business before she went back to school. And because of time and family, she closed out the photography business. But she wanted to get it started, but she just couldn't find the time. And she started using this procedure in CPU1000 and had some of her old pictures she still had release information for. And she basically, long story short, she used the brochure that she had to create at the top of to get some extra to go back into and start her photography business up again.
Oh, wow.
And so she had the PowerPoint, she had the brochure, she could take it to small business, and she was kind of set to go with just tweaking it for whatever occasion that I didn't require that she wanted to do it. And the photographs she had was just amazing. So this is realistically something that you could tweak when we get done, and maybe help you get to where you want to go.
Okay.
So this Excel company statement is where you have to say, I have this much money coming in and this much money going out, and then do that. But there is videos up here, and you can always access me. And then after you get this done in week 9, we do peer reviews. I will assign you to a group of about 3 people, 2 to 3 people in addition to you. And when you open this up, it's going to be in a discussion format. And you're going to submit all three parts. So your brochure will be submitted here. Your presentation will be submitted here. And your income statement is going to be submitted here to the same group of people. You're only going to see the people that's in your group.
Okay.
So you're not going to see the whole class. You'll see 2 or 3 others. And what you're going to look at Susie's peer review that's there, Susie's brochure that she made, and you're going to ask questions. And my questions went away. Where did they go? I was working on this and tweaking it the other night. There. You're going to ask, you're looking at Susie's brochure right now. And you're going to look at it and say, you're going to think, what do I have about this project that needs clarifying? I don't understand how she is providing this service, but over here she's saying that she's providing this service on the right-hand side, but she doesn't mention that a service is being provided in this list on the left. It's missing something, and I don't know. What seems a little funky for you? What does she need to clarify it better?
Mm-hmm.
What is the strengths of her work? What do you like about Susie's brochure that you think is good? What concerns do you have that maybe it sounds a little off, or she needs to develop it a little bit more? And then what is your overall suggestions for that brochure in this case?
Okay.
And people are going to do those same 4 questions on your brochure. And it's
Gotcha.
the same 4 questions for the PowerPoint, and it's the same 4 questions with the Excel.
Okay.
And you're going to also be basing it off of this one on how you do a peer review.
Okay.
Be honest yet kind. And then just something here to look at. Read their work from your point of view. Does it make sense? Does it contain errors? And so this is also going to be accessible for you if you need kind of a how-to. Okay. The Excel that you're doing is a spreadsheet. It is a spreadsheet. It is using numbers and it is using the formulas. But 1, you've got me here to help you. 2, we are going to have our last live Canvas conference, week 9.
Okay.
And we're going to talk about bringing the brochure together, and we're going to talk about 9.2.
Okay.
So you won't be starting doing this all on your own.
Awesome.
Sound like a plan?
Perfect.
All right, terrific. Let's look at GCF Learn. Have you looked at it very much?
No.
I kind of figured that one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here's the GCF Learn. Several quarters ago, we got rid of a textbook for this class.
Mm-hmm.
I have been there, done that, where if you don't have time to read a lesson or chapters of my chapters are usually about 20, 25 pages. You skip to the end of the homework, which you have to turn in for a grade. That doesn't really help you a lot because, especially in computers, you don't know what you don't know, and you can get in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
But GCF Learn is backed by Goodwill. And this is just a good overall site. Microsoft Office, information for work and career, tutorials or resumes, job searching, interviewing, everyday life, challenges with real world consequences, labs, podcasts. Get that out. Okay. Reading, word videos, fun games. You may, if you have a teenager or a young one that's having a hard time doing things, maybe this would help them.
Okay.
Technology, 21st century skills, popular technology tutorials, computers, email, internet, Macs, Windows.
Hmm.
And this is all free. And so we opted to using GCF Learn for students because it's really nice. Like here, if you do an Excel, you had to come here for one of the discussions.
Mm-hmm.
If you just don't know about Excel, here's getting started, understanding the OneDrive, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 13, 29 tutorials just on Excel.
Wow.
And columns and rows. So you click here. They give you a table of contents on your right on what you need to know. You know, what do you want to know? I want to know how to insert a row. Okay, fine. So you click here and they take you through it. And they go on down. And so that's the only thing you didn't understand. You understand everything else. And so then you click on the challenge and now you get to practice it. And then you can either go forward or backwards. So it's really an excellent resource, not just for this class, but even for someone else.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, free Google tips. There's something. And so, yeah, down here, this is what I was looking for. Their approach, teachers' guides, resources, and tools that they have, what they're doing coming soon. So this is just, and it's free. You can even access it after class, just anytime, just type that in.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's neat. All right. We did the peer review. Okay, so we did final presentation, all the steps, talked about peer reviews and GCF Learn. So now we're to the part where we do polls. So we're at the end almost. What I need you to do is, what is a peer review? And then I'm going to bring up the ABCD for you to select, like that. And you select which one you think is correct. Ah, you're a pro at this, aren't you? Yeah, proofread and evaluate a joint assignment. Good job. In your own words, and you could just do that. Let me see. I can't talk today.
Mm-hmm.
Just in the chat box right here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What is the purpose of the final project? Okay. Yeah, to prepare a brochure, but it's the presentation, it's the spreadsheet, is to help you evaluate if at some point you want to do something like that, how to figure out where your money's going to go, where it's coming from.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a big picture of everything.
Okay.
And this is saying, be honest. You know, it's not like, oh, she'll get upset at me. No, I won't. Been doing this too long. Kelsey, did you put something in?
Oh, yeah, sorry, I am.
Okay. I thought maybe I lost you for a minute.
No, you're fine.
Okay. Yeah, it is a little bit in depth, but it's and I agree with you. But it's taking, instead of having you go through a book and do this exercise and it has no connection to anything else, then we go, oh, now we're going to start PowerPoint presentations. So you can forget about that word stuff. You don't have to ever use it again in here. So now, it's compartmentalized otherwise. And the point of the final project is taking something from point A to point Z and see how things fit together in a puzzle.
Mhm.
Okay. You're at the last slide. What additional information would you like to see presented or explained to you going forward? And I could stick it in week 9, or if you need it sooner, I'll give it to you sooner.
Okay. I don't think I have any questions. I might, when I start getting closer to like the week 9 where it talks about the income,
Mm-hmm.
I might have more questions coming up then. But as of right now, I think I'm good.
Okay. And so, is there anything I haven't answered that you would like to know?
Nope, you covered everything.
Terrific. Remember, there's the videos. Remember, you can always ask me.
Mm-hmm.
And so, if you have any questions or things come up, let me know. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Have a good Saturday, ma'am.
Thank you. You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You are currently the only person in this conference.